चेक चेक 1 2 3 चेक चेक।
मेरे को नहीं हो रहा वो मैं 1 मिनट में
आप कहीं जाके चेक कर लीजिए। चेक चेक 1 2 3 चेक।
ये तो इसमें आ जाएगा। नहीं इसमें नहीं आएगा।
चेक चेक मैं चेक करवा लेता हूँ। चेक 1 2 3 चेक।
क्लियर आ गया सर। ठीक है।
चेक चेक 1 2 3।
आप खुद लगा
चेक चेक 1 2 3 चेक। मुझे तो ऑडियो ही नहीं आ रहा इसमें।
लाइव थोड़ा चला
20 सेकंड लगेगा।
ये तो बहुत पीछे हो रहा है। लाइव से करता है लाइव से करता है। कुछ बता वीडियो वीडियो भी मैच करेगा ना। पता चले वीडियो मैच करेगा। वीडियो में लिपसिंग चल रही है चेक चेक और वहाँ ऑडियो आ रहा है। अरे अभी तक नहीं सुनाई ऑडियो। ठीक है सर। क्वेश्चन शो होता है आकाश जिस साइड में लिखा है।
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to World Hospitality Expo 2022. Our session for the day is Blockchain in Supply Chain by HPMF, and speaker for the session is Mr. Ajay Kapur. Mr. Ajay Kapur is a business leader with a track record in procurement and supply chain management, driving strategic planning, logistic and warehouse management, value engineering, vendor management, component sourcing, and in many more fields. Mr. Ajay Kapur is currently working with HSBC Group as head procurement. He is also Six Sigma Black Belt certified. Over to you, Ajay ji.
Thank you very much. And first of all, very good morning to all my friends and colleagues. And thank you, Deshpande sir, Nitin ji, and Sanjay sir for creating a strong foundation of HPMF, where you people are just working to nurture the skill set of hospitality procurement. And thanks to Anand Kishore Saab also for creating a great platform where suppliers and the buyers are connected through digital platform in order to explore business opportunity and narrow down the gap so that it should be a win-win situation for buyers as well as suppliers also. Now I will start my blockchain presentation. I hope everybody is able to see my screen. Hello. 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 Nitin ji. Anand ji. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I hope you people are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just, yeah. I think I have given my introduction. Once again, if you want, as I'm just thinking there was some connection or maybe
Okay.
disconnect in the internet. That is why if you see, if
Sure.
possible, I will
Yes.
start once again.
Shall I give introduction again?
No, not required.
Okay.
I just shared my thanks to Nitin ji and Mr. Anand Kishore for creating a beautiful platform where suppliers and the buyers are connected through digital mode, and where you people are just trying to narrow down the gap in order to understanding the business or to explore the business opportunity. And if you see, I have seen the complete detail about the Aajjo on the internet, also on the YouTube also, where you people are working as a cord of the garland, where beautiful or variety of the flowers in terms of the supplier, buyers, or the customers are sitting or maybe connected through digital cord. Uh, Now I will just start or give more insight about the blockchain technology, how the blockchain technology has started. And before starting the blockchain technology or give more insight about the blockchain, first I will just share about the sourcing function, how the sourcing function was. Just hold on. How the sourcing function was evolved. See, in before 80s, it sourcing function or the procurement function was ad hoc, and the more focus, management focus was on the cost cutting. After 90s, it was a decentralized and the Excel base, and there was a no separate function. Business was managing the sourcing function or the procurement function, and the objective was cost reduction. And in 2019 and between 2000, there was a different thought where industry was thinking, can we have some mechanism where we can just focus on the processes, and they start exploring a separate function and warehouse logistic, or maybe purchase order, or maybe the commitment through some digital mode. And the focus was on the cost saving. Just see cost cutting, cost reduction, and the cost saving. Now, after 2000, when there was a Y2K problem, and where every industry was thinking to go for technology, it was called as a technology era, where Oracle, ERP, sourcing strategy, and the focus was cost optimization, alternate sourcing, global sourcing, or the spend analysis. Now we are in the phase of the digital era, where cloud, artificial intelligence, RPO, e-catalog, e-commerce, e-suppliers, e-invoicing, e-contract management, barcoding, or RFID kind of warehouse mechanism. And the focus was on the value chain. It is called the digital area. And the blockchain is also one of the element in the digital era. Why technology is important? Just to give some brief background, if you see in 80s or 90s, where the core focus was, in order to execute any job, focus was to deploy more and more manpower, but the operating cost was very high, and the higher error rates and low control and the compliance and the low productivity. And then people start looking for the processes so that they will able to standardize the process and to have more control, to optimize the cost also, and to have more productivity. And after 2000, everybody was talking about the technology, so that we will able to have less operating cost, more compliance, more productivity, and the fast execution. and the efficiency in the system. In every sourcing, there are three stakeholders are involved. One is a business, second is a procurement, and the third is a partner. For CapEx or OpEx, if all the three gears are not aligned, there will be some knocking in the system, which creates customer dissatisfaction, delay, or maybe you can overhead cost also. It is called the overrunning cost also. We need to understand what is the expectation of our customer. Our customer is expecting more value, more innovation, timely delivery, competitive price, and the consistency in the quality. The role of the procurement function is very important, where if you see procurement resource has to manage, it is a kind of manage multiple things. One thing is a timely delivery. Second is to understand the business requirement and translate in a very well manner. And the third is a vendor management, where if you see, it is a kind of procurement resources are working as a bridge between the partners and the business to narrow down the gap in terms of the deliverables, in terms of the payments, in terms of the innovation. And the parallelly, we have some governance policy also. I will just say it is a Lakshman Rekha, where we need to have more audits, reviews, approvals, and policies also. And the last one is a cost optimization, and we need to focus on the new product and the innovation also, so that we will able to compete and we will able to create a impact on the organization strategy. In the organization strategy, there are evolved out the 3C principle. One is a customer, is a very important element, and with the help of the customer, people are generating our top line, and parallelly we need to see how to meet the expectation of the customer. Second C is a cost also. In the cost, we need to create as a more value, and parallelly we need to see in an optimal manner or in a very less operating cost, we need to manage the show. And the last one is how the competitors are doing, and we have to be a differentiator, and parallelly we need to establish our brand also. The role of the procurement function or maybe the sourcing department has to align with the organization objectives, so that we will able to create the space in the organization. Otherwise, we will treat as a support function. Is a kind of, I have created is a complete flow diagram of our sourcing process. One side, we have the suppliers. The people are just creating components, and then there is a transportation, logistic, planning team, and parallelly, other side of right side, you will find there are customers who is just generating demand, and the based upon that, there is a order management, and the information is flowing in the backward direction, and the material is flowing in the forward direction in order to meet the expectation of the customers. This is the complete chart I have created in order to understand the weak links in the sourcing process. Like at the supplier side, you will find lack of traceability of the raw material, because all of us are from the hospitality industry, where raw material or maybe the food or maybe the kind of equipment people are purchasing for our organization, there should be a complete visibility of the raw material. And second is an insufficient control of the parameters, because sitting in the offices, it is very difficult for us to understand how the partner or the vendor or maybe tier 1 or tier 2 partner has created or manufactured the component. And now everybody is just going for the manual process. Still people are technology based manufacturing. Still we have some processes where people are managing through manual, and the lack of information in terms of change management, specification, or maybe there is, I will not say is a robust process in order to understand the complete flow of information from organization to the supplier or maybe the tier 2 partner. And somewhere we are facing some challenge. That is why if you see I have written is a weak link, and there is a no real-time information flowing from organization to partners or the tier 2 partners. And the other side also, in the warehouse logistic also same manner, I have highlighted some of the key points. No real-time information about the carrier or transportation, in case of any reversal of the transportation, people are facing lot of problem, and some of the materials are lying in our warehouse or maybe the supplier warehouse, where we don't have mechanism or understanding how to dispose of. And the in the warehouse also, in terms of the river or maybe lack of control about the obsolete product. In the manufacturing side, there is a PPC department where the information is flowing from our sales and marketing department, where people are executing and creating is a production plan, and accordingly uh, the people are just sharing their production plan to the different departments or the sub departments, and accordingly people are just sharing their uh, plan with the suppliers, so that we will able to create. But it is a kind of manual process, and still industry is struggling hard in order to have robust process. In the quality check also, where we are just working and trying to create a quality assurance function type of mechanism, where vendor is or the supplier is sharing their reports, and we are just giving the confirmation, yes, the people have checked, but there is a no strong or is a technology based mechanism where we will get some assurance, yes, the people have checked the parameter and there is no tampering or maybe the manipulation in the reports. And the last, in the same distribution also, where if you see, we don't have the complete visibility about the product manufactured by the supplier and when we will receive the product at our premises. Maybe there are different channels in between. Transportation has to face is a kind of RTOs, or maybe the interstate transfer also, paperwork also, GST requirement also. All these things are the weak link, where we need to see how to strengthen our supply chain process, so that we will able to create a ecosystem in the supply chain domain. Now I will just see the overall crux whatsoever in the last slide I have shared, where if you see, the one is the information, second is the traceability, and the third is a trust. These are the three components where it is creating a weak link in our complete supply chain domain. Now, how we can address all these things, where if you see, blockchain is a technology where we can have or we can address all this issue. Initially, blockchain technology was used for cryptocurrency by Sakamoto-san in 2008. He has presented one paper. Earlier name was block and the chain. There was a two different name. And later on, he has decided we should have is a complete one word is a blockchain. And it was used for cryptocurrency, and the industry leaders, they thought, can we have some mechanism or where we can use this blockchain technology in the supply chain domain, so that we will have the complete ecosystem, or we will able to address is the information problem, traceability, and the trust. It is same as blockchain is nothing. It is same as a book, where if you see, every book has some content, is a title, chapter, page number. In the same manner, we will have in the blockchain technology also, we will have some blocks, and the information is written on the block automatically, and so that we will have the complete insight about the information, trust, and the already I just discussed how the blockchain technology was evolved, and now industry is thinking, can we use this technology in the different domain of the supply chain? Before going for the blockchain technology, first we need to understand what are the different data people are using, database people are using. One thing is a centralized data, second is a decentralized, and the third is a distributed database, where the blockchain technology is based on the distributed ledger or the distributed database. First, we need to understand what is a centralized database. With some example, I will share my thoughts. If you see, we all are from the hospitality industry or hotel industry. In the hotel industry, all the data is residing in the hotel database. We used to say it is a centralized data, where if you see, we have the terminals, all the data is moving from centralized database to other terminals, and it is called the single point where everything is backup, everything is taken at the single point, and it is a highly unstable, and chances of data security is very high and difficult for us to, and is a high cost in terms of scalability. The second example is a decentralized data, where if you see, we have hotel industry, airlines industry, customer database, and if all three data are well connected with each other, but they have their own uh, servers or maybe other thing, it is called the distributed ledger, where data is distributed amongst all the different domain, and they are connected with their own terminals. And the last is a air traffic control system, is based upon the distributed ledger, where all terminals are well connected with each other, and it is very difficult for us or maybe anybody to tamper the data, or in case of any failure, we have some mechanism. Auto is a kind of backup of the data from one terminal to another terminal. That is why if you see, it is called the distributed database. See the difference between the decentralized and the distributed, where if you see the nodes, it is called the node in the blockchain technology. One terminal is called the node, and they are well connected with each other, so that we will have more trust and the comfort. In nutshell, the blockchain technology works on the shared ledger, where if you see, all the records and other things are shared with some selected partners or with some terminals. And other one is a cryptography, where the ensuring the secure and authentic and the verification of the transaction, because initially the people have started, Mr. Sakamoto has started this blockchain technology for cryptocurrency, where it was planned, or it was decided we will have more or authenticated transactions. And the third one is a network is based upon the consensus, where multiple stakeholders are connected with the nodes, and there is a mechanism in the blockchain. Once more than 50% people give the consent, then only the transaction or maybe the data will share from one node to another node. And the last one is a smart contract, where most of the industries are using the smart contract in order to enhance their efficiency, productivity. Now I will just share some of the applications of the blockchain in the supply chain domain, so that we will have more insight of the blockchain. Why blockchain technology is not temper? If you see anybody who is looking to change some transaction from 74 block, but it is difficult for him, because he has to change all the blocks from 71 to 91. That is why if you see, it is saying we will have more trust in the blockchain technology, where data is not able to, people are not able to tamper the data. Is one of the example, as we all are from the hospitality industry. If you see in the juices, if we are just giving to our customer, and the customer is looking to understand the complete process. In this case, it is called the farm to fork, where is a farmer is one of the node, and the customer is also one of the node. In between, we have the warehouse, transportation, distribution, storage. These are all nodes. They are well connected with each other, so that the complete ecosystem is there, where customer has the complete insight about which plant, when the people have mango. Let us take the example of the mango. If the customer is looking the mango juice, he has the complete insight, location of the plant, and when the people have plucked the plant from the mango from the trees, and then the people have gone for the next process, is a processing, what temperature the people have used, and what are the ingredients the people have used. All these things are available with the customer. Even the transportation, everything is available to the customer with the help of, because they are well connected with each other with the help of the nodes being as a distributed ledger. And the second example, where if you see buyers, suppliers, and the carriers, they are well connected under the term of shared vision, where in the manufacturing setup, like in the automobile industry, where because there are multiple variants and other things also, because of the based upon the demand from the sales or the marketing team, maybe every week the people are refreshing their inventory level or to understand the different components. Now in the present scenario, where the manufacturers, they people are checking their inventory level, and parallelly they people are communicating their suppliers in order to have uh, components on time delivery. Sometime components are not available, and now with the help of the shared ledger, where suppliers, buyers, tier 2 partners, or maybe the carrier, or maybe the dealer, distributor are well connected, so that in case of any demand from the customer for the different color or different variant, where manufacturers, suppliers, tier 2 partners, or maybe warehouse logistics, they will have the same kind of information and flow of information. People will able to understand which kind of component or maybe the material is required. Accordingly, they will start processing, or they will try to find out what is the kind of inventory level at their end. And with this, people are able to optimize our inventory level also, because in the current scenario, every inventory manufacturer, most of the OEM, they people are not keeping the inventory at their end. They people are requesting their partner to keep the inventory at their end, and the based upon the fluctuation or the increase or decrease in the demand, they will request partner to manage at their end. With this, I think we people are able to optimize the inventory level also. Under the smart contract, again, with the help of the blockchain, we will have the complete insight also. Right now, if you see in case of LC, where we are getting some imported goods and the vessel is coming, in the current scenario, once we will receive the vessel, then only we certified the invoice, and then the bank disperse the payment to the manufacturer. In the proposed scenario, with the help of the blockchain, where bank, custom department, or maybe the delivery trade, every people are on the blockchain technology. And with the help of the blockchain technology, if the vessel or the material received in the warehouse, quickly bank will trigger for the payment, so that where as a buyer we have the opportunity to negotiate the better pricing. Because if you see in terms of the payment terms, there is also one of the key element in the negotiation process. And with the help of the blockchain, I think people are able to shorten the payment time, payment life, short the span of the payment, and people are able to get the benefit in terms of the pricing while negotiating with the partners. These are the other application, like with the help of the blockchain in the pharma industry. A lot of people are doing the research, and they are thinking or doing some pilots on the blockchain technology in order to counter file their medicine or the fake medicine, so that people will able to understand. As a customer also, I have the complete visibility. If we are going any medical store and people are purchasing some medicine, right now we don't have any mechanism to check whether the medicine is a genuine or is a fake. But with the help of the blockchain technology, where there will be some barcoding, where you have some app in your mobile where you can just scan, and you will able to get the complete insight about the lot control of the medicine, so that you will get the trust or maybe confidence about the medicine. Yes, it is a genuine medicine. And the same manner, we have some different in terms of the second hand car. Right now, if you see, again, industry is just thinking, can we use the blockchain technology in the second hand car also, where right now if you are planning to buy a second hand car and you don't have insight about the complete life cycle of the car in terms of the accident, services, and major fault in the cars, and you just see the car, drive the car, and based upon that, people are taking some calls. But with the help of the blockchain technology, like dealers, suppliers, or as a customer also, we all are on the blockchain technology, where you will have the complete insight about the insurance, service record, and the claims also. and accordingly you can just take the decision, and accordingly you can just plan.
Ajay ji,
Now, Hanji.
Ajay ji, we have some questions from our listeners, from our
Once
guests.
we will conclude, I think, and then we will just discuss.
Yes,
But
yes,
in a very soon, I'm
yes.
just planning to complete my
Mhm.
presentation,
Yes.
and then we will just
Hmm.
discuss. I will just
Ajay ji, I would be posting that on the chat box. Also, our all the listeners would like to see the presentation.
right
So
now. There, you people are not able to see any presentation.
we are just seeing the first slide. Maybe the window which you have shared is not the one you are operating your
It's the
presentation of.
same. I have shared my presentation also is the same. Oh,
No, it's a different window, sir. I'm afraid, but I believe it's a different window. So I request you to please share the window on which you are running the presentation. Sorry to interrupt you late on that. Yes, we can continue. Now we can see your presentation, sir.
but in the
Thank you.
presentation mode, I am not able to. Right now, if you say I've just move out from the presentation mode,
Now we can see if you are changing the slides. Earlier we weren't. But yes, it was quite understandable, the each and everything you have explained about blockchain in supply chain. So continue with your session,
I'm
sir.
really sorry. I thought you people are able to see my presentation, and I was just going in the flow. And now I'm
It
just
was quite
we are just reached
understandable.
to the last mile, where I'm just planning to wrap up my presentation. Okay, no problem. Once again, quickly, I will just once again I will run my presentation.
Yeah.
Is a kind of I have just discussed how the sourcing function was evolved, and the more focus was on the cost cutting, cost reduction, cost saving, and the cost optimization. Now we are talking about the value chain. How the technology has played the critical role in our complete sourcing process, or maybe the other manufacturing process, or maybe the another domain. Earlier also I have discussed, earlier focus was more on the people, and the second level was on the process, and now everybody is talking about the technology. Is a kind of role of the procurement function in every capex and the opex. Three stakeholders are involved. One is a business, procurement, and the partner. If all the three gears are not aligned, there will be some knocking in the system, and we need to see how to meet the expectation of the customer. Our customer is expecting more value, innovation, timely delivery, and competitive price, and the consistency. This is one of the slide where if you see procurement team has to balance multiple tasks. One is a cost optimization, deliveries, business meeting the business requirement, vendor management is a parallelly. If you see, we have some framework is a audit, reviews, and the policies also. I'm just going quickly so that already I have shared, and now I'm just sharing my presentation so that you will be able to recall my insight. What are the things I have shared with you in last 10 minutes. This slide, where if you see, it will give more insight about how the procurement function and the purchase function is aligned with the organization strategies, where if you see one side you have the customer, second is the cost, and how the competitors are doing, where if you see most of the time buyers are connected with the suppliers, and they are getting more insight from the suppliers, how the industry is moving, what kind of new product, and how the other competitors are doing, so that we people are able to replicate the same thing in our organization also. This is a forward supply chain process, how the suppliers and the flow of information and the flow of material is flowing from supplier to customer, and how the information is flowing backward from customer to suppliers with the help of the PPC department and order management process. This is already I just discussed is a weak link in the supply chain domain. Lack of traceability, insufficient control of the manufacturing parameters, no real-time information, and suppliers, buyers, and the PPC departments are not aligned with each other, and the flow of information is not going real time. And if you see the weak link, these are the basically main headers. One is the information traceability and the trust. Already I have shared what is the meaning. I think we all are from the supply chain domain, or maybe the procurement people are able to understand the terms. already discussed with the blockchain, how the blockchain technology is working, how the blockchain technology was evolved by Sakamoto san, Santoshi Nakamoto-san in 2008, and different type of data, centralized data. Currently, people are using the hotel industry where all data reside in our server, and time to time, it is just all the terminals are connected with the server, but there are some limitation or maybe some problem or a challenge with the centralized data. And is a decentralized data like hotel, airline industry, customer database, and the railway database are linked with each other, but they are connected with some of their own terminals, and it is called the decentralized data. But blockchain technology works on the distributed ledger, where air traffic control system works on the distributed ledger, where all terminals in this mechanism is called the nodes, and they are well connected with each other. These, in nutshell, these are the four big blocks of the blockchain technology. One is a shared ledger, cryptography, consensus, and the smart contract. This is basically why blockchain technology is saying is a more trust with respect to the other database, because in blockchain technology, every block has some information, and people are not able to change until or unless they should have some different mechanism to wipe off the block information from the blockchain. And that is why if you see, it is saying it is a more trustable mechanism in the financial sector, as well as now industry is thinking, can we use this mechanism in our other domain also. These are the basically application of the blockchain I have shared with you. How it is called the farm to fork, where as a customer who is just consuming the product, and he has the complete visibility about the mangoes, location of the mangoes also, and when the people have plucked from the plant, and what were the temperature the people have just processed, and who was the person, and which location the people are just manufacturing, which date. All this information is available with the customer. And the recently Walmart has started this blockchain technology in their domain, and the people are just extending to other partners also. And presently the people are just planned with some of the few suppliers. Now the people are expanding to other partners also. This is a shared ledger where suppliers is a more towards the planning stage and the PPC stage, where demands is fluctuation in nature, where the buyers, suppliers, and the other tier two partners, or maybe the distributors, all these things are, all our partners are on the common platform and well connected with the blockchain technology, so that flow of information, the communication is real time, and people are able to plan their activities. And with the help of this, people are able to optimize the cost, optimize the inventory also. Is a LC process in the smart contract domain, where in case of the imported goods, where the current scenario is once the goods is received, based upon the confirmation, where bank is disbursing the payment to the importer. In the same manner, if all the stakeholders like custom department, one thing is the real time information is coming to all the stakeholders, and accordingly people are just getting the confirmation, yes, delivery reached to X location or maybe the Y location. Even the custom department, they have the complete visibility about the all the papers. Right now, if you see, it is a manual process, and people are just lot of clarification, lot of manual work is required. But with the help of the blockchain, people are custom department, they will able to understand the complete requirement at the initial stage. And the once the people have received the confirmation, quickly they can just clearance the custom of the goods. These are the some of the, other than the hospitality industry, these are the other application of the blockchain. Like blockchain technology has the capability, and recently our India government is also thinking to start the blockchain technology in the registration land registration process also, because if you see right now is a manual process, and slowly they are thinking, can we have some mechanism where we will go for the digital or digitalization of our block is a registration process, uh, and so that right now there are gray area where people can exploit the land registration process, and they can just impact the other people also or other owner also, but with the help of the blockchain technology, where people are not able to tamper the data. Like fake medicine, already I have shared. Import duty shipments example, already I have discussed. Automobile second-hand car, I have just discussed how people are able to get the comfort while purchasing the second-hand car. And in the automobile industry, if you have booked any Mercedes Benz and you are looking real-time information about your vehicle, when you will get the vehicle, progress of the vehicle, or in during the manufacturing in case of any problem, so that during the purchase you will have the complete insight about the any defect or replacement of the part OEM has done during the manufacturing process, so that people are able to correlate in case of any warranty. There are some criticism and the challenge also in the blockchain technology. It is a new technology where everybody is just doing or exploring or doing some experiment also. And the second is not a regulated right now. If you see, government is also thinking, because, and the third one is a large energy consumption, because multiple nodes or multiple terminals are connected with each other, and the flow of information is going from one terminal to another, and that is why if you see, it is consuming the high electricity or energy. Integration is a concern. Like I'm just taking the example of the automobile industry. One supplier is ready to go for the blockchain technology. Maybe another supplier, he has some challenge. He don't want to go for the blockchain. Then people are not able to create an ecosystem. Second, I'm just giving another example, like in the insurance industry. I have taken the policy from Max Life Insurance. Now I'm planning to take the policy from the LIC also. But if LIC is not on the blockchain, then people are not able to create the ecosystem. Objective is all the nodes are well connected and give the consensus. Then only people are able to create the blockchain technology, because objective is, in case of going for new policy from Max Life, so that in case I have taken the policy from the life insurance, I will have the complete visibility from the LIC also. And again, I will not go for credential verification or maybe medical and the other formalities or due diligence of the customer, because in the past, customer has taken the policy from LIC. Now I need not to go. But the thing is that there are some challenge where people are not comfortable and not ready to share their data. And that is why if you see, integration is a challenge. And the cost is also, associated cost is very high in the blockchain technology. And thank you very much. Now I'm ready to take questions. We have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Ajay ji, for taking us through the presentation again. Really sorry for not intimating you before. Ajay ji, we have two questions from Nitin Nagarale, sir. One is, how do we apply blockchain technology in our hospitality industry? What are the ways? Basically, I'm trying to understand is what he's saying. There's one more question. Uh, as we all know, blockchain technology has been in line in any industry in India. How can we do in our hospitality industry?
I think both the questions are related
Similar.
to each other. I think in my previous slide, I have shared some of the examples. I'm just, because today you people are just, is a kind of, Aajjo is just creating a supplier buyer space where people are well connected with each other. I will just give one example. Any manufacturer who is supplying some equipment to any hotel, let us take the example of any hotel, and in case of any fault in the, first I will just discuss in case of any fault. Right now, if you see, the process is, once you will receive the good and during the operating or the execution of the equipment, you find there is some challenge in terms of operation, and then you will realize there is some fault in the motor. And now, as per the process, maybe your business team will connect with the procurement function and they will say, equipment is not working. And then you will just connect with the supplier, equipment is not working. He will come and he will verify. And then he will go to his own manufacturing setup, supplier, and then he will realize and he will do some root cause analysis and let you know. Try to understand right now the flow of information is going from business to procurement, supplier, or maybe a tier 1, tier 2 supplier in the sequential manner. We don't have if we all are on the blockchain technology, definitely we people are able to connect with each other and we will have the real-time information about the and quickly people are able to resolve the problem or maybe replace the problem, because in the present scenario, the information is flowing in the sequential manner, is not a distributed. With the help of the blockchain, the information will flow in the distributed manner. All the people will start working in case of any problem, and quickly people are able to resolve the problem. And because most of the time I have seen it is related to lot control. Sometimes people are taking lot of time and the supplier is also taking उस lot में बना था, उस lot का data देखेगा, उसके बाद बताएगा, and accordingly they will see the similar problem was observed in the other component also, and accordingly they will just share their thought process and they will replace the component in case of any warranty. So this is a how in terms of warranty in the hospitality industry, especially in the equipment domain, a capex item. And the second example I'm just sharing is a kind of smart way of planning also. Like in the hospitality industry, it is based upon the customer driven organization. Hotel industry is a customer where every time customer is asking, maybe if I'm just taking some jam where the demand of apple jam is very high. All of a sudden there is some change in the demand of strawberry jam, where buyers has to connect with the supplier and they need to find out the supplier for is arranging the strawberry jams as a part of the sourcing process. Because and the manufacturer, they are not manufacturing the strawberry jam, they are manufacturing the apple jams. Then he has to just change the process, because now the information is from your chef to buyers to suppliers, and then it is going to the tier 2 partner or maybe some other people also. With the help of the blockchain technology, the information will flow same time with the suppliers as well as the buyer also. There is some demand, and accordingly they will start working on the requirement, and so that quickly people are able to deliver the things. And the third thing, in terms of, because if you see in the hospitality industry, in case of any problem related to some food, and then it is very difficult for us to do some root cause analysis in case of some taste or maybe some expiry of the goods, or maybe some people have given the tempered goods or maybe food. Then we people are able to understand how to kill this problem or replenish the lot in the fast manner.
Thank you, Ajay ji, for joining us for today's session. It was indeed an insightful session to understand the implementation and usefulness of blockchain in supply chain. We are glad to have you here, and we are glad to have the audiences being a patient listener throughout. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nitin ji. Thank you very much with folded hand. Thank you, sir.
Now we can end our presentation, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a